Hello everyone, today we are going to read the Hindu editorial of 28th March. If you want to get the PDF form of this paper, then only thing that you have to do, join the Telegram channel of EXAMGYAN. The link of the channel is given in the description. So move on to the first editorial. Let's talk about it. This is the first editorial. It is saying the era of an unemployed India. I think everyone know the meaning of the word era. Era means age. Actually, India is suffering with that disease, which is unemployment. And as it is a very important topic, that's why I take this one to discuss. Okay, so before starting the editorial, I am telling you something about unemployment. What is unemployment? According to the World Bank is saying that if the person is capable, okay, that means he has the qualification, but he is not getting the job according to his qualification, that is called unemployment. Okay, now come to the point. There are many indices. I think everyone know this word as well. Indices is the plural form of the index. Okay, this is the plural form of the word index. A proof that seriously contradict the tall claims মানে বড় বড় দাবি করা যেটা of employment generation in India. ইন্ডিয়াতে যে বড় জেনারেশন এমপ্লয়মেন্ট জেনারেট করার কথা বলা হচ্ছে, এই ধরনের যে বড় বড় ক্লেম করা হচ্ছে, এরকম অনেক প্রুফ আছে যে এটা তার কন্ট্রাডিক্ট করছে, পুরো বিপরীত একটা কথা বলছে. সো দ্যাট ইজ নট গোয়িং টু হ্যাপেন অ্যাকচুয়ালি. ওকে, নাও কাম টু দ্য পয়েন্ট. The reports on and the visuals of the recent agitations by railway job applicants reveal a widespread problem of massive job insecurity among India's youth. So I think everyone has gone through this phase. অনেক স্টুডেন্ট গেছে, প্রায় 1.2 crore স্টুডেন্ট অ্যাপ্লিকেশন পড়েছিল for that railway job. Okay, and yes, it is huge. Okay, now the problem is that why there is a tendency of government job. You have to understand this, why there is so much urgency of government jobs. COVID situation, the COVID-19 pandemic situation actually taught us something which is really hard to believe, and of course we have to believe it. That is another one word that is called job security. Okay, that is very important. Now when you are talking about job security, there is a job security only in government places. Okay, otherwise there is no other place where job security is there. Because if I am talking about the private industries, private places where to work, they believer of one thing that is called hire and fire. Okay, they are the believer of hire and fire. So this is the true concept that every applicant, every qualified person wants to go for a government job because of job security. Second thing is that routine job. That means there might be a labor law. There might be a labor law in government places. Okay, that means from 10 to 5, from 11 to 12, or whatever the time, that time schedule should be there in a government job. And of course some labor laws are there. In a private places, yes, it is not been maintained, the labor law, the routine of the time, so it is not been maintained. So that is the second reason of tendency of going through the government job. Now let's talk about the reason of unemployment. The first one is influx of overqualified youth. This is the first reason. Okay, the word influx means actually increase. Okay, inflows, that is overflowed. So that is actually the meaning, influx. The second is that, the second thing is that, yes, there are some government policies are there. Okay, and the third thing is that, of course, population. Getting? And yes, some of the someone one can claim about the education policies or something like that as well, but yes, I believe these are the prime reason of unemployment. Okay, now I am moving on to the editorial. Let's talk about that. Now here it is saying that alarming figures of unemployment have been recurrent. Recurrent means actually to happen again and again. Okay, the word recurrent means that happen again and again. Even before the huge dislocation, unlaced means actually which is not bound to be, যেটাকে বেঁধে রাখা যাচ্ছে না, unlaced by lockdowns imposed in 2021. Okay, in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it is saying that with the advent of the pandemic, yes, the unemployment growth has been done. That means it become a huge problem. That's true actually, but if you go by the data na, in 2017 or 18, okay, 2017 or 18, when the COVID-19 never break out, at that moment also our unemployment rate was 6.1%, and that was huge. Getting? When at the time of 2021, if I'm talking about 2021, that means after 1 year of the pandemic, it is being said by the CMIE. I am written down the name. It is CMIE. If you are going by the full form, it is Center of Monitoring Indian Economy. Okay, Center of Monitoring Indian Economy. They said, they claim actually that 53 million Indians were unemployed. 53 millions were unemployed in December 2021. So that number is huge. Okay, so you can relate with that, whatever I have said from here. Now what it is saying over here in this editorial, now it is not only saying the reasons of unemployment, it is saying that some of the instances like railway jobs, it is also been given some of the if there is a post for a peon na, which is the highest qualification of it would be MP. Suppose it is talking about secondary education or madhyamik examination, but the fact is that those who are applying for these posts, they are from BSc, they are from MSc, MA, and even it is being shown over here, it can be seen over here that there are many students who are holding the PhD degrees, they are also applying for this peon post. Though it is saying about some other states, I'm not going to name that state because it is written down over there. Okay, but I'm telling you the same thing is happening in West Bengal as well. PSC conducted an exam, okay, and there the same thing, many of the PhD holders, doctorate holders are going to apply for that post, which is actually madhyamik level of exam. So it is showing that we are going under the unemployment. Getting? And yes, what is the solution of it? it is not being said over here. Okay, yes, there are many things is being said over here, that is what would be the for the CTET or for NEET exams or all that. It is just an example showing that what government says, they cannot fulfill that thing. If government is saying that they are generating employment, then it is cannot be seen in the real place. That is all about this editorial. Why I am taking this editorial for discussing with you, and it is because the word unemployment is very important uh, in respect of our descriptive exams. So please make a note on that. What are the reasons of unemployment? What are the solutions of unemployment? And of course, with correct statistics. Okay, don't go by any vague one. Always try to give some correct statistics. Okay, this is all about this editorial. I am moving on to the next editorial. If you have any kind of doubt with that, then of course you can ask me that through the comment. Okay, move on to the next. Here is the another editorial that is talking about poverty, and yes, that is, I want to draw your attention over there. Okay, what it is saying, poverty rose, everyone knows that, but income inequality failed. So this is all about this editorial. Let's try to understand this one. There are signs that this pandemic has not followed the usual script of the poor bearing the burden of the pain. Okay, it is not that the poor only suffered in this pandemic. Getting? This is the meaning of that line. Every time during the poverty, only the poor has to suffer. But during this pandemic, not only the poor has to suffer. Okay, it is not that the other has not to suffer. Okay, good. Come to the point. Now what it is saying about the point. Let's talk about it. COVID-19 has unended. Unended means actually destroyed. Please ये word एक ख्याल रखो. Unended, that is destroyed. Indian society. Over 2/3 of the country has been infected by COVID-19. It is 2/3 of the population of India. So that is huge actually. And perhaps 5 million or so people have died directly or indirectly from the pandemic. So that is actually huge number. Now it is saying the economy too has taken a beating. So even though there has been a V-shaped recovery. V-shaped recovery means actually it is just like that. Okay, it is happening. So this was the degradation. Now it is getting up. So this is called V-shaped recovery. Output remains about 10% lower than 2019. Okay, in 2019, when the pandemic is not coming out, the growth of India was in a good pace. After that, when the pandemic came out, yes, the growth downs. But with 2021, okay, when the pandemic little bit gives some relief, then it again comes out. But still there is a 10% deficit. This is all about it. Getting? So I think you got the point. Next, in macroeconomic crisis, including the oil stock in 1990 or 1991, or the global liquidity crisis in 2007 or 2008, many expect the poor to bear the burden of the pain. Just like 1990 or 1991, when the oil shook the world. Okay, that means the price of the oil becomes so high that it shook the world. And of course, the poor has to suffer a lot. In 2007 to 8, when the liquidity crisis, টাকার যখন অভাব দেখা যায়, then also poor has to suffer. But in pandemic situation, the poor are not only has to suffer a lot. Okay, now why it is saying so? Poor এই কনসেপ্টটাকে একটুখানি নিজেরা দেখে নিও। এই পুয়ার বলতে কাকে বোঝানো হয় অ্যাকচুয়ালি, ঠিক আছে, সেটা এখানে লেখা আছে, তোমরা পুরো এডিটোরিয়ালটা পড়লে পেয়ে যাবে যে ওয়ার্ল্ড মনিটারি ফান্ড যে আছে বা ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংক যারা একটা ডেফিনেশন দেয় যে হোয়াট ইজ কল্ড পুয়ার। ওকে, নাও দ্য সেকেন্ড থিং ইজ দ্যাট এখানে আরেকটা জিনিস বলা আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে যে what is about poverty in urban areas, okay, and in rural areas. Poverty in urban areas and poverty in rural areas, সেই জিনিসগুলোকে এখানে পয়েন্ট আউট করে মেনশন করা আছে, তোমরা চাইলে একটু দেখে নিতে পারো। এগুলো এই ডেটাগুলো মনে রাখার খুব একটা দরকার নেই, বাট স্টিল if you want to write down a note on poverty, then of course you have to know some of the things very well. Okay, that at present situation, yes, the poverty rose, but the income inequality na equality of income between the poor, the middle class, the higher class, it also fell. Getting the point? So I'm taking you to the next page to make it clear. Let's talk about poverty. Okay, yes, this image is actually showing that he take the lion's share, okay, he take the most amount, whereas these people have to live by this part only. Okay, so this is actually the symbolism of this image. Okay, let it about. Now try to understand what are the causes of poverty. First, poor agriculture. Reason, I think everyone knows, there are many reasons for poor agriculture. It could be financial issue, it could be drought, it could be inefficiency of rain, inefficiency of water, or anything can be. Okay, so it is the first thing, that is poor agriculture. Second one is growing population. Growing population is another reason of poverty. Third is gap between poor and rich. Okay, this is the third reason of poverty. So this is actually is being depicted over here in this editorial. Okay, now the fourth thing is corruption and black money. These are the prime reasons of poverty. So if you are going to write down an editorial, an essay on poverty, so you have to know that yes, these are the four causes that you have to mention over there, and of course you have to elaborate all of them. Getting? So this is all about it. Now I'm going to take you to the next page, which is actually the vocabs. Okay, so let's talk about them. The first one is actually the word lion's share. It came on the editorial. Lion's share is an idiom actually. So this idiom means the largest part of something. Lion's share, that is the largest part of something. Second word comes in a form of wing. Wing means which is actually accepted by many people, that is called wing. It is known or accepted by many people. অনেক লোকে এটাকে মানে বা এটাকে মনে করে বা জানে এই জিনিসটা, that is called wing. Next one is overstated. This one is a really very important word. এটা অনেকবার ইউজ করা হয়, আমি তো আমার ক্লাসে অনেকবার ইউজ করি, that is overstated. Overstated means state too strongly. When you are becoming emotional on something, you are saying that in a very strong way, that is called overstated. খুব জোর দিয়ে কোনো জিনিসকে বলা, that is called overstated. Next, steamrolling. Steamrolling, that is to defeat or destroy the opponent completely. Okay, steamrolling, that is to destroy the opponent completely. এটা actually ওই ইউপির ভোটটাকে নিয়ে বলা আছে, মাইট বি এই ওয়ার্ডটা ওখানেই পেয়েছিলাম। সো ইয়েস, next word is amassed. Amassed means actually gathered together in a group, একটা জায়গায় জড়ো হওয়া, to be crowded in a place. Next, logjam. Logjam is a situation that seems irresolvable, এমন একটা সিচুয়েশন যেটাকে রিজলভ করা সম্ভব হয় না, so that is actually called logjam. Next, the next word is spun out. Okay, spun out is a very important word, I believe. It means mentally disbalanced একটা condition when you are not getting the right decision. So খুব fatigue condition থাকলে, mental fatigue condition থাকলে, you cannot in a correct mental state, that is called spun out. Okay, recurrent ওয়ার্ডটা আমি আগেও বলে দিয়েছি, that is happening time and after time, so বারবার কোনো জিনিস হতে থাকা. Next, unless, that is unrestrained, লাগাম ছাড়া হয়ে যাওয়া, unless. Next, influx. Influx, that is overflow, বেশি হয়ে যাওয়া, ইনফিউশন বলতে পারো তোমরা এটাকে. another word is there, that is yes, swamp. Swamp, that is a wetland, that is কোন একটা এমন জায়গা, it's not a dry place. Okay, that is actually swamp. So these are the words that I felt need to know for the sake of the competitive exams, and of course you should read these words. If my efforts are really become a helpful one for you, please write down your comments, your suggestions, and of course subscribe the channel to get these types of interesting videos further. Okay, this much for the day. Thank you everyone.